Alright, guys, welcome back. Let's go over why George Floyd is a fucking asshole. I have done a little bit of research and I have found his extensive criminal history. So let's read through this. Is this it? Yeah, exclusive. A new start turns a tragic end for George Floyd, who moved to Minneapolis, determined to turn his life around after being released from prison in Texas. Now, let me go ahead and make there is a distinction, a very specific distinction between jail and prison. Jail is for two things. Jail is for where you are housed until you go to trial and you are sentenced, or jail is a place for you to be housed after you have been sentenced but are serving less than a year in jail. If you go to prison, prison is the uh, 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 societally viewed as the worst of the two, because if you were, this is where you go if you are sentenced and you are sentenced to a over a year of time. Okay, so that's the difference. Okay, get out of here. Okay. George Floyd moved to Minnesota to start a new life shortly after being released from prison in Texas, but his pursuit of blah blah blah, no one cares, no one cares. Ha! Here we go. So, the date of the offense was August. Is that August? August 9th, 2007. The date of the judgment entered was 2009. That's April, I think. So waiver of jury trial means he didn't have a trial. He basically copped a plea. The plea is guilty. Where's for first degree felony, aggravated robbery with deadly weapon. Yes, he had a firearm. He was sentenced to 5 years in prison. Now, he was arrested on 4/14 of 2008, and this happened on 4/3. So he got credit for all this time served. So 5 years minus this time, right? They charged him $350 in court cost. So the narrative that's being ran, especially with the conservative, is that he broke into a home and held a gun up to the stomach of a pregnant woman. All of that I can find is true with the exception of her being pregnant. Nowhere can I find anything that actually says her being pregnant. So I'm going to avoid saying that because I can't prove it. But what happened, and here's the rest of his arrest record. So that's one, right? We have one, two, three, four, five, six, seven, eight, nine on top of that. He has a total of 10 times he's been arrested. These nine are not necessarily convictions, because if you notice this here, this is a judgment of conviction by the court. These are just arrests, right? Floyd had at least 5 stints in jail. In one of the charging documents, officials noted Floyd had two convictions in the 1990s for theft and delivery of a controlled substance, but it's not clear if Floyd served any time for either of those. But 5 of his charges at least went to jail, 1 went to prison. So over half, okay? All right. The final straw for Floyd came after serving 5 years in prison in 2009 for aggravated assault stemming from a robbery in 2007 where he entered a woman's home, pressed a gun into her stomach, and searched the home for drugs and money according to the court records. Floyd pleaded guilty to the robbery, where another suspect posed as a worker for the local water department wearing a blue uniform in an attempt to gain access to the woman's home according to charging document. Shouldn't this be documents? Anyway, but when the woman opened the door, she realized he was not with the water department and attempted to close the door, leading to a struggle. At that time, a Ford Explorer pulled up to the home and 5 other males exited the car and went up to the front door. The report states the largest of the group, who the victim later identified as Floyd, forced his way inside the residence, placed a pistol against the complainant's abdomen, and forced her into the living room area of the residence. The large suspect then proceeded to search the residence while other armed suspects guarded the complainant, who was struck in the head and sides by his second armed suspect with his pistol while she screamed for help. So, the other people held them down. One of the other people started beating up on the other person with the pistol who was there. George Floyd, who was the tallest of the group and identified as so, started going through the house to rob things after he already put a pistol to the woman. Okay. Not finding any drugs or money at the house, the men took jewelry and the woman's cell phone and fled in the car. A neighbor who witnessed the robbery took down the car's license plate number. Later, police tracked down the car and found Floyd behind the wheel. He was later identified by the woman as the large suspect who placed a gun against her stomach and forced her into the living room, the document states. Here is the affidavit of the arresting officer. You can read this. I did. It's very interesting. Okay. This is all the documents, right? This is all the paperwork. This is paperwork for his theft charge, for where he did 10 months. This is him having a different firearm in 1998. So, pled guilty. So, he had cocaine arrest, all this other stuff, right? Trespassing, he did 30 days in jail. Let's see, keep going. Okay, so that's all of that, right? Let's go up to YouTube. I want you guys to see something that I found. Let's see if I can find some original footage. Nope. I want to find... I'm just gonna shut this up. Okay, good. This looks like the angle I'm looking for. Right? Okay. Here's something no one else I have seen has picked up on. So, his arrest record has him as one, being violent, being armed, and is really big into the nose candy, which would explain a lot about his heart conditions and the fact that he probably died to something other than having a knee pressed into his neck, regardless of what the family's medical examiner has. Now I want to show you why I think they found fentanyl. What was in George Floyd's system? A positive test for coronavirus. Jesus. Well, that's new. I don't care about that. Here's oh, this is not. I want to see, because there was a big list. It was fentanyl was the big one. Are they not going to say it? I wish I had pulled the article up. Here we go. George Floyd had fentanyl in his system, but it has no bearing on the way he died, medical expert says. So, not only did he have fentanyl, he had methamphetamines, cannabis, which isn't really that big of a deal, and I think cocaine, right? So he had fentanyl, which is a downer, cocaine, which is an upper, and a bunch of other things in his system. But okay, so let's get back to the footage, right? Here's something nobody else has picked up on. He's higher than a kite right now. You want to know how I know that he's higher than a kite right now? Watch right here. Watch. There's nothing here. Wait. See that little baggie? Oh, is that a little baggie of cocaine? Let's watch it again. Wait. Boop. Hang on. Let's go through it one more time. And we'll go through it frame by frame. Ready? Hang on. Where is it? I'm going frame by frame. Another frame. Another frame. Another frame. Come on. I went too many frames back. I just want to get it because it just pops up out of nowhere. Just drops out of his hand. He had cocaine on him. This guy was higher than a kite. He didn't die from someone's knee being on his neck. Oh my. I want to read. Good Lord. Come on. Alright. There it is. See as he slides down? See how it comes out of his hand? As he slides down. Bloop, 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 bloop. Bag of cocaine. Alright, guys. George Floyd was a piece of shit, and he deserves to be dead. We'll see you in the next one.